A lyrical
Master.
Play body so make you I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, tina get I say my jamo. And yes I know money, the more I get you. And you love the more I get you.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From Riverside, River G to Chile. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu. From Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing, the time, and the efforts are rare. The brothers we giving are real and the premise from there. To work with my life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Play body so make you I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, tina get I say my jamo. And yes I know money, the more I get you. And you love the more I get you.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv.
So we're still here bringing you live coverage of the of this event. In a moment from now, we will watch the release of a former foreign minister, Adim Aswa Sakimia, along with former GSA boss Mary Bro, and official. In a moment from now, they will be releasing from the Moro Central Prison. So we have the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs is also here. I don't know the reason. So we will have to reach out to him to get a word for him. But he's here, and also Julius is also here.
All right. So what's the way to go, folks? The pleasant good evening. I know you've been following and you may hear another sound behind the scene, but again, folks, welcome to the Thursday, right? Yes, indeed. Today is Thursday. The Thursday, the wonderful Thursday. I don't know what kind of Thursday is, but this Thursday is wonderful. It's magnificent and it's good, because so many things happening. And I guess that all of us we enjoy the Thursday beginning 6 o'clock this morning. Sometimes you'll be sleeping though. All these things sometimes that when you're sleeping, you got to be able to wake up early and prepared. When I wake up in the morning time, I say, "Oh, Father, let me take back first. I don't know where will be." When can be going so money won't take my early? I say, because I don't know what will happen in the very easy life. But again, folks, welcome to the Sktv show. Thank God, my liquor. In fact, my social counsel is here today. He will be with us. Steve Bode already on the show, and so many things to talk about. Monk will be here very soon. Aliu Masale and all the rest of the team will be here. Mr. Donald will also join us today on this Thursday edition of the Sktv show. So please, let's share the show. Steve, good evening, my dear brother. It's good to wake us early and shine early, because you don't know what will happen. Steve, are you there, my dear brother?
My man, good to be back. Happy Thursday. Yes, indeed, it is a Thursday. What a Thursday.
Indeed, I like the way you just say happy Thursday. That's great. Happy Thursday. That's what Steve just stated, that happy Thursday. Look, this Thursday, get this Thursday in the archive. Some of you would like to take record, because this Thursday is a wonderful Thursday. I don't know about you, but for some of us, when you wake up early in the morning, you shine. You shine so. God, the control of hours is wonderful. But again, my people, look, you please share the show. David Williams, those of you who just joined us, Robert Fasulu Jackley, President Monk, also here. Yes, Steve, my brother, go ahead. You just went.
Well, as always, I want to greet the Liberian people. I've been probably the most important people on earth. As always, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. There we are with the Thursday. The Thursday is Thursday. I know what else to say, but hey, guess what? We're hoping for a good show today. We have a lot to talk about. I see Antoinette Gallo. I see Martha Gay. I see Robert.
You please share the show, man. You please share the show, people.
I see David Williams. Folks, as you comment, it will provide us the opportunity to welcome you to today's edition. Melbourne, we just look at the government. Our government, yeah.
Okay, I like that. Our government is it? Look, my young man. Thank you so much for telling these people that this is our government, and the government will always be our government. Thank you, my dear brother. Go ahead.
And you can fight government.
Oh,
our government, yeah, you can fight government.
Oh God.
You can't fight government. If you there, go to the court. You can't fight government.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Celia Camus. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you can fight government.
Okay. What the meaning of that? If you say you can fight government, so that means you can hold the government accountable to or what? What you trying to say? What
listen,
you know?
listen,
You are
listen,
speaking in the, I don't know, is that the Latin term or what? What kind
listen, listen,
of terminology are you using?
listen. For Lofa Kante,
Oh, no. Don't be that here. Oh, the way you don't be here now.
now what government? Yeah, you came for government for Lofa. The other time they put from Bon Kante. When Joa was telling our president, what did she say? And she said at the time, at what time? Yeah, at what time? Yeah.
So that means it's time by time. So you people telling us now that it's time by time.
My man, that yeah, man. You're the soft easy, not in the time you're thinking what you're doing. You're issue on
Oh, no, let me tell you what we'll do. In fact, we were playing football. I don't know. In fact, before we come to ourselves, it says here finish. That's the most regrettable part about.
my man, yeah, I want on a town pa, you misuse your time. I want on a town pa. I want on a president can on private jet, go private jet, break down, scared to get on it again. At what time? Would not care. The president can go get on private jet, the private jet break down, he's scared to get on it. Let me say it and lie. You can't go on private jet again, go on commercial flight now. Oh, is it, man? Let me go there. Everyone on the show say Joseph Baga stay away from private jet. Now listen, the private jet break down and saying we're taking cover in the camo. Harley. Now what time, bro? And Lofa Kante government, yeah. I see the people passing around say they want issue, it will be the time. Let me warn you again. That what government, yeah. That what time. So that either that what time. Your Nima people now you have fun from you. You ain't got nothing to tell. What you tell? What you want to tell? Nima Kante, what you want to tell?
So the entire time that you, because man, you the entire thing that one of you people don't know hearing about this thing that what time. And in fact, I will support some of you. You in fact, you just
that
no, I come here.
Release them. In Lofa, we could have put in jail. We could have released them. People get spent for the family in jail. In Lofa, we put in jail.
Oh God, boy, you swear.
No. Let me tell you something more. Let me say this. Let me say that we'll bring Aliu and the other people because I know we'll talk briefly, socially, and then we'll get into it. But let me say this. We'll bring Mr. Dollar. I think Mr. Dollar, I didn't see Mr. Dollar. I know he's been here for a while.
Yes, I see Mr. Dollar down there.
Let me say this. You remember doing let me it's okay to bring them on, right?
Yeah, let's bring the people on so that we also they can all be part of the
Mr. Dollar, welcome. Aliu, welcome to the show.
Never call Steve again. Somebody says Steve must start calling Miami. Okay, I will call Steve.
Let me tell you, Raleigh can be fair with me sometimes. Raleigh can be fair with me sometimes. Raleigh be one of my favorite. I'm not worried about. Let me tell you what I worry about. Raleigh can be fair. Raleigh be cool with me. All the people who on the show, they let my baby. Don't get out. Don't come between all. They let my baby. The women who tell me, they let me buy away. It that I would not on our level, but they let me. What's that letter? Just I think Masaru the person so bad, man.
Yeah, somebody I try to meet. Okay, good.
Thank you, Ali. We're having bad feedback for you, but thank you for
actually.
Meeting. Thank you.
So let me just tell you, my brother. One of the things in the entire thing about me, I told some of them that when you cost me, none of them thank God to the U.S. embassy. You cost me all of my posts. I just screenshot your team and your cost and send it to the people. Look,
what would you do?
No, I'm going to behave. Yes.
No, we're not going to do that. When you finish doing that, they got two types of identification. Remember, they can ask you on your thing, you must do two types of identification. When you finish doing that, they write a post about them insulting you that created for your mental health. Then you tag them in and they take a screenshot and send it to the US embassy.
Okay, good. Yeah. Because you don't want to be discussing issues. You don't want to be attacking people, insulting people. Also, you threat me. I just take your screenshot and read the Steve, you part of what can miss him, but you see, Stephen educating me again and nothing. I will read against you. Then I'll screenshot everything and send to the US embassy. Because say you don't want to discuss issue, you think that only you people that own Liberia, that other people do not have right to talk about national issues. As soon as they talk, then you'll get vexed. No, I'm not talking about really simply. It's not yet. But sometimes even they even go to our post, somebody post something. If you have maybe disagreement, you can respectfully disagree instead of you insulting people like I don't get it. So when you insult me, moving forward, what me I can do now? But I see you causing me. Let me just make it simple in a simpler term. So you cost me. I just screenshot your cost and I sent it to the U.S. Embassy. I read
then you read a post about how it impacted your mental health and how it disrespected you in public. And then you also tag them in it. Then you take a screenshot and send it to the embassy. You can get it out.
Cool.
You will
Man.
go to the embassy and go explain that. They will go there and go explain. But anyway, you remember during the election, before the election and during the election, we said something here that was very important. I think Monkey and I'll get the team here now. We said something that was very important in Melbourne, and I want to say that again. We talk about the train. Remember the train? When the United Party,
the rescue train, yeah. I think that was 2024. That was 2024 immediately after the inauguration, right?
No, we started the conversation 2023 when the United Party announced that they had a rescue train and that they were going to be picking up people to, and the other person, oh yeah, join the train moving, join the train. And we came on the show and we said, one of the most confusing transportational object in the history of humanity, that train. This is the only object in transportation that can go in front, it go behind, go in front.
Make it simple for people to understand, because you're speaking too high. He said, what did happen to another thing that can go with they can do what?
So let me talk to my Oman and my papa who never hear about the word train or never seen train or sat in a train before. I sat in train a couple of times. In this country, you can sit in train. In Europe, you can sit in train to go different places. So one of the very first time I sat in a train in my life, I was confused and perplexed in the train. Because I noticed first of all the train, you can't tell what they head and what they back. You can't tell which one the front, what we want the anybody I can attest to it. You can't tell which one the train. You can't tell the head and the back. And the problem with train, you can always come from on the side. You can come from on the side to go inside, you come on the side to come outside.
Exactly. That's the way that you enter, that's the way that you come out.
My man, to tell you that hello crazy transportation method.
You right there.
And when a ride or crash, the disaster can be more than plain. It can be bad. When train loose, a ride or when you fall down, they will not fall down over that disaster. So we said to your folks, you know, you're coming together again. We said to you that there's no rescue before that this is a useless and a confusing venture. You have never listened to us. Today, here we are. Let me give you one example of most recently. The police director, I won't say police IG, police director come in public and say they get scientific, overwhelming, comprehensive evidence. The evidence so much that when they present it.
Exactly, my brother. Exactly that.
Even the people who hear about the fire burning, the Capitol Hall burning buildings, said they could get arrested because the evidence too overwhelming. And it is empirical. My man, for them to go get a minute on each show on and lie all the days on the weekend and bring it all out. The evidence now they're chasing people to be with.
Every day from criminal code A to criminal code C.
I
don't even get it.
The whole evidence case end up in the bond that the people pay. They say the bond not correct them. They put them by in jail. Then they go to the court. The court says, "But the two you're talking, you don't know what you're talking. We told you see your money people. The bond they both pay here. The bond are correct bond. So I don't bring nothing to time again. So now the whole case got looking funny. But folks, we just want to remind you all about the train. Those of you who are on the rescue train. But man, before we work on the rest of the team, I hear some people that jumping on the rescue train, because you can't train on the side, get on the side, right? And you support them jumping overnight and looking for them. If they stay there when they call them, my man over your rescue team again. That train now.
Stop it. Let me tell you, on the train now is like, in fact, they are doing roll call now. When they call your name sound funny. They say, no, you go way behind or dress back. How the person now the train, the man who now controlling the train, how the man doing. So you just hear say they suspend. That means you go behind, go rest, go on the other side, don't even be without a train. So that how the train looking, but not easy. Let me be frank. The train, something where you can use. I don't know, combabi later or what kind of thing.
The train is just combabi later confusely. By the way, now we're going to rest of the team. Monk, welcome to the show, my man. What's up?
Guys, what's going on?
Yeah, my man. We just we reminding our people about the rescue train. I don't know. You stay on the train or you looking at the train?
I know I'll be on the rescue train. Why? How you asking me if I'm on the train?
Yeah, but I heard from sources that you sneak in the train the other time and you came by outside. What's going on?
Sneaking wet train.
The few times you've been off from what we've been hearing from the Bible sources.
Dude, that's a fake intel.
Okay.
I don't know where that news came from, but I'm not on the train. I can never be on the train, and I will never be on that train. Because the people who make the choice, all the choices for that train, they knew exactly what they were signing up for. So all the drama is just like, I told you so. It's not strange. We knew what was going to happen. It's all about the politics.
Yeah, Brazilian Mom, Mr. Dollar, Steve, Mayborn, to our listening audience, good afternoon from my end.
Okay, Masali, go after. Yeah, go ahead, Mom. Finish your thought, please. Mr. Masali, go after.
Nothing. I mean, it's just like I told you so. It's all about the politics. They're not serious, but that's the nature of the game. The one thing that I know about Unity Party, they're not good in governing, but they know about the politics. It's about creating a perception out there that they are working, that they promise this and they must do it, even though they're getting themselves confused because the president is suspending people in his own cabinet and in his own government for improprieties and corruption, and at the same time he's jailing some people for the same corrupt practices. So it's the confusion right there. But like politics is not about reality, it's all about creating a perception. They believe that there will be more people that will buy into the optics rather than doing it with good intent. So that's why they are doing it. It's almost like you're trying to fulfill your campaign promise, but you know you're not interested because 1 minute they don't have the establishment of the criminal code F, that they don't have specialized code. Okay, right. If you don't have specialized code, then you are arresting people to do what with them? Because you got to establish the code first, and because look, Mama, I don't want to start a show right now. Let everybody introduce themselves. We're going to
by the way, let's hear from Mr. Dollar. Mr. Dollar, what's going on? Because they say you two yourself, you are negotiating to get on the train.
Yeah,
thank you very much, Steve and Mayborn. Listen, the train from onset, we said that the train was now a rightful train for the Liberian people. But people did not hear, and now they're becoming to realize what happened. I can attest to it that the Brazilian Mom never accept to be on that train. I can put my neck on the chopping board for that because from the starting up to present, he knew very well that the train was not a good train. So Brazilian Mom, anybody tell you that Brazilian Mom was trying to get on that train, the person is trying to lie on him. So I can say that today. I have two things in mind when we start the talk show that I would like to comment on that. And he really testing me. As a civilized society, I don't think we should see things like that happening in our country.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Dollar. So, folks, so what you say too, because I hear that you and your boss man O'Neill, your dress to me with Joseph Parker. Yes.
And our government again, my young man, you come here again.
Wait.
Our government. Let me make it simple. Our government. When you
went the other day, the money was all used for the horse. Me and Mom call you behind closed door. Don't dress and go. It's a joke. You say you will reconcile and that your president, that your government.
You're going to tell my wife because of your sister. You see, that's the problem. I was saying that in one day on the show. You people betray me. You're told my wife not to cook for me. I slept.
But so where are you? Where are you? What say you? Where are you now? Because before we get into the show, what say you?
Well, like you just stated, that our government, and let me be frank, we are, whether we disagree or not, that our government, because we stay on their watch and will be on their watch for the next 6 years. The only facility is that they are in fact that they own us, meaning that what can help me in the whole entire thing. You don't own me. It's just that you have been given opportunity to accept. So it doesn't mean that in fact that you own me or you own us. So, but again, our government, we will talk. All of the bad things, the good one, we will bring out all these things. Again, you're talking about they want to bring white people, they want to use these things in the name of buying times, in the name of cajoling our people. And, the people out there, they are so hungry, they are so eager. I don't even know what they really want. But again, remember we moved from it, that's what I'm really was having, that our people, they are hungry for misleading information. They don't care for the facts. For me, the house the entire thing. People don't care about the facts. All they care about is for them to be lied to. Like some of our sisters, when you talk about me, I don't want to be talking social things because when the people left for you to tell them the lies. Lie to them. Don't tell them the truth. You tell them the truth, that means you hate them. So, my brother, for me, how I see our people. Where I go?
Yes, Milborn. Speaking of that, we'll pivot for maybe the next 5 minutes just to kind of round it up before we get into the politics with some social conversation. Monk, anything caught your heart in terms of social, or anything caught your attention socially before we move on? We'll move back to the politics.
Well, nothing except for that gruesome video that appeared on the social media concerning the one lady that brought her husband from Liberia. But apparently, sometimes when we talk about these social issues, like yesterday, we even discussed about it. Some of the audience here, they believe that we are targeting women. I don't know. I only said yesterday that it's not like we are targeting women. It's all about the trend. I cannot tell the last time I saw a man that was being abused or men that have issue happening within their respective homes, whether it's about marriage issue coming on the social media. I would say maybe in the last 3 years, if there were 100 videos that surfaced on the social media concerning marital issue, 98 to 99% they happen to be women. So we cannot buck the trend because we want to bash men. I'm a man with, like, I think Ali said yesterday, the women, they are our sisters, some of them they are our wives. So the topic is not only about attacking women, it's just the reality. But Milburn said it, some people are not interested in the fact, they just want to feel good about the situation. So I'm going to slide over it for now because we talked about that yesterday a little bit in depth. But that was the only thing that caught my attention because the last time we saw that same lady, she was painting herself as a victim, that she was the one being abused until the husband came up with the one they call exculpatory and incontrovertible evidences where you cannot deny. He came up with those videos with blood oozing off his car from being abused, and she's in the video with stick knocking on this dude. So, but that the kind of standard we have in society where when you are the female, you got to be protected. No matter if you are the one, the instigator, the state got to protect you, and the men are with the victim. So I'm going to stop there for now. I don't want to agitate our female audience here and the one who believe that we'll be attacking women, though. But we talked about it yesterday. But I think it was the only social news that caught my attention. Nothing more than that.
Yeah, Mr. Masale, anything that caught your attention?
So far, so good. Just as I said yesterday, the only thing I would say to all our Liberian sisters, most especially if you get any overseas relationship that just been helping you, you've been living that slave queen life, December is coming. Try to encourage them to get you doing something for yourself. As I said, when those guys come Liberia, December, when they come back America, your time finished. They will start talking to another woman. They tell you, I have changed my job. My supervisor can allow me to be on phone. All the overseas relationship, when they come December, that's the end. So that's the only thing. And also to our brothers, if you get somebody in America, any part of the world, any woman that helping you, don't be a pimp. Try to be someone productive. Tell her, oh yeah, babe, I think I can be doing 1 or 2 things here. Try to get somebody back. Even when they say your mother ain't healthy, you can tell her, oh yes, fine guy. Now you say, oh me, can you please rush to the hospital there, do something? My mother is there. That's the kind of thing. But you just want to be sitting over there doing nothing and be living. They kind of flashy and fake life. So that's my advice to my sisters. and brothers back home so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Masale. Mr. Dole, anything socially that caught your attention that maybe you might want to throw light on or say something about, please? Mr. Dole? Okay, Melbourne, what say you?
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah, Mr. Dole, we are here. Go ahead, please. Please go ahead.
Yeah, for me, these girlfriend and boyfriend social activities or supporting husband from Africa, supporting girlfriend from Africa, or supporting people here and there. I'm not interested in it because many of these activity is a fake connection, is a fake relationship. So I don't look at them to be genuine because from my understanding, most of the people that you see then they can be in Africa when you are in this part of the world, America or Europe, you will be like an angel to you, whether that man or woman. But the moment you get them across the sea, then you see the true color of them. So it's happening in several occasions. So we have been sitting over such an issue, and just between people, people have not been honest these days. Before then, people used to be in a relationship with sincerity, but these days it's a material connection. That's how I see it to be. So I'm not interested in that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dole. Melbourne, what say you? What is your take?
Well, my brother, so to just add up to Mark and that of Mr. Dollar and that of Brother Ali, who I think they just said everything. So, when we come here to enlighten the mind of our sisters, our mothers and so forth, because most of their accusations, most of their fights in relationships is just about cheating. I haven't seen any woman or maybe some of the women coming out to say, oh, the men are taking care of me, the men are doing this for me, the man abandon his home, the man do this. You don't see the kind of things like that. Most of the time it's cheating. And when we come here to even educate them, to tell them that, look, nobody owns anybody. Even whether you're the person you're married or not, people have their own life to live, even before getting connected to you. Allow them to be. That's their life. And they will also allow you to be. But if you want to control someone like Mr. Dollar said, because you want to use financial or strength or so forth, and you're thinking that person will love you, no, that person faking you. And these are things that have been happening, but they won't understand. Now, when you put yourself into these things and something happen, you want to fight, you want to hate, you want to kill, you want to do everything. No, I think that's the wrong thing. So that's why when we come here, we want to tell our sisters, our mothers that no, don't do these things the way you think, the way you see men to be there. Like you always insulting men, all men are dogs, this and that. You even use all kinds of adjectives and so forth. No, and men are always the victim. Let me be free, my brother. But when you come here to talk, people see you like, don't talk. So we'll keep it in us. 2 times in this week, 2 men commit suicide. I don't know why you been finding that, Steve. 2 young guys commit suicide. But when you come here to talk, they see like, don't talk. So we'll not talk here, and people will leave it for me. Moving forward, I will not be talking too much into your whole social business because I think most of our sisters did not let truth. They left for you to tell them the lies. So we will tell them the sweet lies. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Melbourne. Folks, to be honest, me personally, I'm not afraid of the women saying that we're bashing women. No, I'm not afraid of that. I ain't got time for that. That's the, trying to seek sympathy, trying to divert the conversation, trying to make it personal, be sentimental. That normal thing. And I got the same way how when you try to hold a political leaders or other people accountable, they say, oh, you're jealous. You rude. You cost the pape. Don't think that destructive talks. I'm not worried about that. The only thing I want to say to our sisters and to our brothers from Africa, especially Liberia, because me, I'm a Liberian. The only women I've been with in my life are Liberian women. Because I'm loyal to Liberian women. I care about Liberian women. Let me say this to our Liberian women and to our Liberian brothers. It is okay for you to go Africa and spend your hard-earned money. If that's what you want to do, There is nothing wrong with you doing that. It is okay for you to go Africa and be a blessing to somebody and take them from Africa and bring them to America. You have never done anything wrong. No, you have not. In fact, you have done one of the best things in life any human can do to elevate or to be a blessing to someone's life. That's what you have done. It is okay. Everybody that came to America, you came to America some kind of way. Either somebody sent for you one DV or whatever it is. Something will happen for somebody. You just whether you were born here, especially if you were not born here. The ones who were born here is a different case. Those us who are migrants or whatever it is, immigrants or whatever it is, guess what? We came here some kind of way. However, it is not okay that when you bring somebody here, whether you man or you woman, you make it known that their life, they're entitled to you for the rest of your life. No, it's not okay. That's an unrealistic expectation. Because when that person see the life on their side too, guess what? They might want to leave. It's okay for them to leave too. I think that's why we get this whole thing messed up. It is okay. It's okay for people to get married and get divorced. It is okay. There is nothing wrong with that. It's part of life, folks. It is part of life. Let's be very honest about this. It is part of life. Two people separating does not mean that the world should come down. You should disrespect each other. You should dishonor each other. You should get to the point where somebody will hurt somebody. Somebody will go to jail. Somebody will go to prison. These things are not okay. These things are not okay. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt for you to spend all your heart and money, make sacrifices for somebody to come here. And the person turn around and pay you maybe with ungratefulness and decide to leave you or walk away. I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but I'm saying that these things happen. It's natural. It's a natural thing. It's part of life, though. You can't kill yourself. You can't get in trouble. Some of you who are doing this thing, you got your children that look up to you. You are the only mother in their life. God forbid if you go to jail, you get some kind of record here that you can't work the job you go to work to take care of it. How do you go forward way now? How? So when you're trying to make somebody emotional decision, it's okay for you to take a step back and reflect on the long-term consequences. You have to reflect on it because in this country, anywhere you go, there are long-term consequences. To the women, let me say this to you. Yes, we know that some of us men can get on your nerves. Yes, we know that some of us men are not perfect and we do what is wrong. But we also want you to understand that you are a woman. You are held to a higher standard. Some things that men might get away with, you might not be able to get away easily. When you do certain things, it goes on your record, the records are tainted, people look at you a certain way and so forth. For example, when a man got more than one woman to call that man player, soon a woman start messing around with one or two men, we look at you a certain way now. So you see how it varies. And that's life. The same way how women, on the other hand, you feel like, you should always play the victim or you should be the person that will benefit from everything. If everything should be around you, it should surround you. It should be about your happiness. You want a man to take care of you. You want a man to please you. You want a man to, it says that's how your mind is. The same way how men get away with certain things too. But the most important thing is, your ability to be able to handle yourself in a mature way and carry yourself in a mature way. Because at the end of the day, whether you're not men separate, when you're not men separate, you still got a whole life in front of you. You still got your whole life in front of you, and you got to move one way. Now, when you start showing these kind of violent tendencies and attributes and start coming in public and start doing certain things or whatever, we men will pay attention. We become a little skeptical about you too. I'll be very honest. No man want noisy woman. Let me tell you today. No man want disgruntled woman. No man want woman out there just talking loosely, doing all kind of foolishness. Please don't get me wrong. Men will want you to sleep with you temporarily. But no man will keep that kind of woman. Because soon you start going there to create something, the first thing your brothers are telling you, bro, that girl get noise. When you hear them say that girl get noise or that girl let drama, my sister, just knows that you own a community list. You own a community property or the community list. You own it now. That means any man that come now will not take you seriously. Because the man is afraid to for his own peace and his safety and security. When that man start looking at a video where you are punching another man, slapping another man, you really think somebody want to get You know, that's how we process things with men. So I'm just saying this to say, if the women won't feel like they are being bashed, I don't care. The men who care are the business. I don't care. Me, I will say it straightforward. I don't go behind the hall to talk. I'm not a gossiper. I say as it is. Anything I say, I mean it. I don't go behind the hall to talk. Your behavior will point it out. Last week, we pointed it out. We seen some women that saying they get camp and they in the other get camp. That is the first sign that some women are not in the right state of mind. This has nothing to do about camp business. It has everything to do with if a man is wrong, he is wrong, let call him out. If a woman is wrong, she is wrong, let call her out. And I will encourage that brother. I stand with that brother who walk away. I stand with him. I think the next step is you should take that video to the authority. So the person who hit him and cut him on his face should get arrested and face the full weight of the law. There is no time for your foolery. And if you think they got mental problem, that's even a better thing. When you go to the law, we petition you, you go to prison, put them in jail, you be there. We don't worry about you. You don't need to be in the general public and be making noise. So we need to get some of you who are misbehaving in public. We need to find out a way to get you out of the public because you are sending a very bad image and bad perception of women. So I encourage that brother to go to the authority, go to the police, show that video, get out to court. That will be my encouragement to that brother. Let her pay for it. If you want to do it the church way or you want to do it the family way, it's on you, my brother. The next time she comes for you, Umba, we'll be going to your funeral. And me, I will not go to that kind of funeral because that stupid funeral, you die stupidly. But for now, I stay with the brother. Leave her. That's the first thing I encourage that brother to do. Don't ever go back to her, leave her and walk away. Second thing, go to the authority with a video. Any man I hate on you, any woman I hate on you, go to the authority. Nobody should be punching, hitting their friend, using knife, using stick. Then you'll get recording each other doing all kind of stupidness. Anyway, everybody different. Let's get our politics. Let's get our politics. You don't cross like a crazy line with me. You will be in jail. You will be locked up. And I will be state witness against you. So you understand. I'm not listening to that yellow ranting. Oh, Jeff, forget it. We're not forgetting about nothing. You will be in jail for what you did. And I will press charges against you. What are you talking? What are you talking? He's all guy use your hand or use object to hit me. They goof body while there. They body while lele. You don't gonna hit anybody. Mad. You will be in jail, you will pay for hitting the body. You will pay good money too. You will pay when you come to jail, you'll be working for me. What are you talking? By the way, I get to our politics, folks. So that there, to that brother, if you follow the show, I support you. Walk away. I stand with you. Walk away. Don't let nobody call you behind the hall and say, you know, just forget it, just leave it, and walk away and go to the police or go to the court. Sue her. Sue her. We got to teach the women the license. They got to learn. We got to teach them lessons. By the way, let's get to the politics, folks. Let's get to the politics of the day. Gentlemen, we are with the rescue government. Today, for the week, it's been Moreover City Police from court to court. Let's start off first with the justice system in Liberia. Let's start off with justice system, the Joseph Yuma Boaka justice system. As for Justice Minister, the police director. Let's start off first with the Fadiga brothers. Because let's start with work into the politics way. They met dressed in court suit. They're talking to Moreover City Prison. In less than 45 minutes, the men were out. And his brother making joke out of it and saying, let me read what his brother wrote on his post. Let me read it to you. Let me read it to you. This is what his brother wrote. Meet the first Basso Maningo diplomat who set a new record for the shortest vacation in Monrovia Central Prison. Just 45 minutes. Dressed to impress, Fadiga strolled out of those prison gates looking like he just finished a diplomatic engagement instead of a brief stay in a big house. Prison could never cramp his fashion game. He drove away. You almost hear the sound of victory anthem playing in the background. Folks, what say you guys? Fadiga get arrested to the court. less than 45 minutes, he walks out of the prison gate. What say you guys? Mr. Dollar, let's start with you. Do you think the justice system back then, or the Liberian laws or the justice system, do you think they were more stringent? Do you think they were more serious as compared to what we're seeing now?
Thank you very much, Steve. That's one of the issues that really caught my attention. You see, if you keep on playing with justice, it's a recipe to disasters. I think no one should be above the law. And when somebody has been placed in jail, to come out of jail, there's must be a procedure to undertake. But one big hand from somewhere else, not visible, and make the person to come up without even testing the weight of the law. What that tell you? What that really tell you? So obviously, I don't know who did this. Up to now, I don't know who did it, and that's my concern. I want to know who ordered the release of Fadika from prison. That person need to come out and he need to give a reason why he did it. But up to now, I don't know who did it, and it's just remain limbo like that. So I think we need to find out why that happened. Is a serious thing in our country. When you got a contact, big hand contact, then you can feel the weight of the law. It's very serious.
Thank you, Mr. Dollar. But let's pivot the question to Mr. Masale. Mr. Masale, Fadiga is not the first person. Prophet Key goes to jail. After a few hours, a government official allegedly picked him up from his car. He goes to the police, prison or jail, whatever you want to term it as. After a few hours, a government official picks him up from a car, and we see him sitting with the vice president in the same gathering and with the Senator Kennedy of Nima County. What say you? Do you think this is a joke? What's really happening? What should they elaborate?
Yeah, let me make a few comments on that. You want to come on, Masale?
Yeah, hold on, Mr. Masale, finish Mr. Dollar, you will come back, please.
All right.
Steve, I always saying this. The justice system in Liberia right now, it have been compromised. Is politically charged. This government, as far as I am concerned, anything when you are part of the United Party, when you get backing from the executive right now in Liberia, you can do anything and go free. Just get backing from the executive. We saw what happened at the legislative impasse. Those guys were fully backed by the executive. So everything they did today, not taking for all of it. So this government, when the executive is on your side, you can do anything you want to do, and they are going there to back you. We saw what happened, yeah, as we said in the Fadiga case. These are the supporters of Unity Party. Don't expect them for them to go in prison and even spend maybe a day there. That's not going to happen. Somebody will get them out. And the question is, and Mr. Dolly said, who ordered the release of Fadiga? This is the question that remains unanswered. So as far as I'm concerned, this government, when you part of Joseph Bakai, the executive is backing you. You can do anything free. The justice system, that is it. The only for Unity Party now in the country. Now for opposition, non-position, whosoever. It's only for Unity Party partisan. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Dollar, I know you said you wanted to add something. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Steve. You see, what happened in any given situation, we should always look at the history of our life. These are the things that can cause care in the country. The release of Fadika without going through the proper process is completely wrong, is unacceptable, and must be condemned by every peace-loving Liberian. Because it is something that sabotages the judicial system. And for this reason, I will ask all Liberians to please look at the both parties. unity parties, and CDC. They will always be coming into power to revenge on one another. We should think twice, 2029, to look for neutral person to take the country. Because that's the same nonsense will be going on, and the country will not go nowhere. They will be concentrating on how to revenge on one another. For the Prophet Key issue, Prophet Key's arrest was completely fiasco. It was completely fiasco. They were putting fear in him. It was molesting the man. I'm not a fan of Prophet Key, but they molested him to take side with them. That was completely fiasco. It was a fiasco arrest. So after Prophet Key issue, it's not like what happened to Fadika. Fadika issue is a crime that committed and go to court and go through all the necessary court procedure to lay him to the prison. The person who put him out, he need to come out.
Okay, thank you.
To say, yes, I'll put the man out.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Mr. Kana, good morning and welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
Yes, we're doing very well. Thank you. Yeah, we'll come to you, but let's go to Mark really quick. And I'm glad you came in because I wanted your expertise and your experience in this particular thing here when it comes to. But Mark, let me ask you this question. The common people who don't have money, who might not be affiliated with the power that being or whatever it is, don't get put out of court. Don't get taken out in less than 24 hours or whatever it is, or just 15 minutes or whatever. Today we saw less than 2-3 hours. The 3 people that were arrested and taken to the Monrovia City prison walked away, just like the Prophet Key situation, just like the Fadiga situation, and other people we've seen. What say you? What is this? What's really going on?
Well, because the government turned the whole justice system into a total joke. They're so confused that you cannot make sense of anything that's happening. And when you want to play politics, it will come back to haunt you in the long term. Like before even the Mary Brock case and the other cases that are happening, right? When you follow the history of the whole LACC thing, it's just like from the previous administration, like what I keep saying on the show, if the Liberian people cannot leave the Unity Party and CDC thing, it will continue to happen over and over. Steve, when I can boast of any platform that talk about asset recovery more than Sktv when Joseph Boga first became president. I think we took almost a week here that they think they call asset recovery is one of the most complicated jobs on the planet because you have to prove, and most of it is done in the court. That was the position we took on Sktv, right, from the initial stage of the Boga administration. I think we gave some case study, whether it was in Ukraine, whether it was in Nigeria, how asset recovery is very complicated. Yeah, it's a thing. The LACC, they never have prosecutorial power. That is, they couldn't go after certain individual, right? So in 2022, an amendment or law was passed by the House to give them the one prosecutorial power wherein they don't have to wait for the Justice Ministry. They can bypass the Justice Ministry to go after cases. Under the Boga administration, the first excuse they came away that they lack specialized court. Even though now they have the prosecutorial power that they lack specialized court, that the criminal court C is the only court now that can prosecute these corruption cases, but they are overwhelmed. Okay, so the question you ask yourself, if the criminal court C is overwhelmed, then why you keep arresting more people? Because it's just a charade, because you got to go and prosecute them. Now you're saying that you don't have specialized court. I think the lady, one of them saying that we got to create something called a criminal code F that will only focus on corruption cases, but they are calling now on lawmakers to create that court. Because what is the essence of arresting or recovering assets when you don't even have the code of prosecute? So the thing is all political. Even though we want to fight corruption, we want to see the government moving in the right direction. But you know, at the end of the day, that's what I keep saying. Most of the political decisions that are taken in Liberia is done with one expectation. They believe that the people who don't have sense, they are in overwhelming majority. Only few people will question these things. So if they create this illusion out there that they are working, that they want to fulfill that campaign promise about bringing people to justice, the vast majority of the people will buy it, even though they know it won't be going anywhere, because the logic here is if you don't have court to prosecute, then how can you keep arresting people and bringing them to justice? Because at the end of the day, that's what we want to see. We want to see the outcome of the cases. But if you even try the cases, then there is no need for you to keep arresting people, because at the end, and still, let me tell you one funny thing about our law. Do you know when you go to the criminal code C, and even if you are found guilty, you have up to 90 days to appeal, right? And you got to take it back to the Supreme Court. So think about the criminal code C being overwhelmed. We don't have special last court. And even if you found someone guilty, the president still have up to 90 days to go back to the Supreme Court to go and appeal that verdict. So the question is, they know at the end of the day, nobody will be brought to justice. The second thing here is, let me give you one example. We talked about the GAC report just before Mr. Carnegie. Let me just wrap it up quick. $178 million over the counter transaction. Tell me, we're talking about something of a far more reaching economic implication. You want to tell me go back or right? Okay, if you're talking about 178 million over the counter transaction from the Central Bank of Liberia, and some, I know, 28 or 30,000 back or right, okay, they are all corruption, but which one carry more magnitude? If that president are really interested in prosecuting people that are corrupt, that poses a risk to the country, you don't think those top level cases from the central bank, from the finance minister, when it comes to loan or the counter, you don't think those are the ones you'll be targeting, knowing fully well that the criminal code is already overwhelmed with corruption cases? But like I said, when you look at it in the bigger picture, it's just nothing but politics and just a charade. They're not interested in it.
Thank you. Let me run on Mr. Kane here, because Mr. Kane, just before we go to the news bulletin, if they have one today, I know everybody has spoken about the whole court cases and bringing people in for justice. What say you as a man who's part of the opposition community, a man who has experience with the security sector or other sectors in Monrovia in government? Well, my question to you is, how does this image of arresting somebody, releasing them after 45 minutes, how does it play from an international standpoint? What does that show about the justice system, or even the president at large and his quote-unquote will to fight corruption? What say you?
First of all, I want to say thank you to you, to Mabel, Mount, my own brother over there, Maurice Dole, and Aliu Masali, for continuing to do what you do for SKTV and Liberia. So we don't have enough time, but we just briefly say a few things. First of all, everything going on in Liberia is not about justice. It has nothing to do with rule of law. It has nothing to do with accountability. It has nothing absolutely to do with, doing things for the Liberian people or in the interest of Liberia. It's all about showmanship. It's all about got you. It's all about, revenge. It's all about intimidation. It's all about, putting fear in people so that they can stay away from this government, so that they can have time to steal as much as they can without being called out, without being, called to account. That's what it's all about. But man, if this was a justice, Joseph Boakai just rejected the ruling of a Supreme Court, the highest court in the land. Joseph Boakai, Minister of Public Works, mismanaged $22 million. Where's the justice? Joseph Boakai got other people in his government. Joseph Boakai's sister's son mismanaged $500,000, almost $500,000 just to remodel on office. Joseph Boakai, Minister of what do you need? Cooper Craft was guilty for financial malpractices, for corrupting and duping people. Where is he? He's serving. So this is not about justice. It's about putting fear in all the opposition, intimidating people, also testing the strength. Let me tell you this. They are testing the strength of the opposition, and the way they are doing it, if nothing happened, if they don't show strength, they don't show spine, at the end of the day, they will rig the next election, and nothing will happen, and they will create a monarchy in Liberia. We'll have a king, we'll not have no more democracy, and that could potentially take us back to the dark day.
Okay. Yeah, Melbourne, any words from the team up there about it? Because the conversation getting juicy now. We're getting really.
Yeah. So again, quickly, let me say thanks to Mr. Connor. Thanks to all of you, Steve, our team. We're going to continue the broadcast up to 8 o'clock. Yes, indeed, because the entire discussion is indeed interesting, and the Liberians are listening, and especially people from Niba, people from Lofa, and across the country. So again, and those of you also following us outside of Liberia, thanks to all of you. So yes, that continue, my dear brother.
Thank you. Let me and this question specifically might go to Sekou and Mr. Dollar specifically. But I'll start with Mr. Dollar on this question. Mr. Dollar, for most of the young people who are in politics now, most of the young people who are involved, who are either celebrating on either side of the aisle here, most of the Liberians who were not involved with the politics before the war or after the war, they travel, they don't care about the politics or whatever it is. Have you seen this picture before? Have you seen any kind of group of people that acted like this before? If so, what do you say?
You know, to be realistic, Liberia problem from my.
Mr. Dolly, you're very low.
Oh, okay. Are you getting me now?
Much better.
All right. From my experience in Liberian politics, and I've been around in Liberian politics more than 30 years. You see, these kind of wheelbarrows started when the military junta took over. They began to exercise opposition. Even that led to changing the constitutions to their level. But it was not rampant as the way it's happening today. The Joseph Backers were in that military junta government. They learned all the trick in that military junta government. Up to person he stay around, he very much experience in tricking people. So for now, what really happening is
no, Mr. Dollar, I beg you, I don't normally interrupt, but I want you to please repeat something you said. Did you say Joseph Yuma Bwaka was, because you've lived long enough to give all this history, and Mr. Kana will come in right after you. Did you say Joseph Yuma Bwaka was in the military junta government?
Yeah, definitely, he was there.
Do you know his role, please?
Yeah, he became agriculture's ministers once, and also he was LPRC's managing director once. And when this young man, I mean, he was a young man at the time that when he became member of the PRC government, who's Falavani, Joseph then were around Falavani, teaching him how to be very arrogant and ruthless. So that was their godfather from Foya. So
just hold on now. Because my woman listening, why you talking there? I need to break it down. Beg you, why you talking there? I need to break it down to my one. So Joseph Yuma Bwaka, you saying is a trainee from Falavani?
I say he was attached with Falavani then.
Okay, thank you.
Let me give you a small information about the former PRC government. When the PRC took over, not more than a full person was high school graduate from the PRC member. But Joseph Baker then was high school graduate. They were attached with all the PRC members. They were manipulating them. On a serious issue against the Google citizens in our country, even led to that kind of unnecessary decision taken to execute people with no proper justification. So it's a serious matter. But right now, what Unity Party's government is doing, headed by Mr. Barker, is not strange to me. That's the kind of technique they be involved in it from time to time. And they will continue to do it to scare people, to cause unnecessary care in the country. If we do the opposition, the instant friendly to at least to fight their right, they will always do things to scare the opposition.
Mr. Kane, let's come to you a little bit. Mr. Dollar is, been around. He's saying some interesting thing, because some of the younger folks might not know these historical facts of Joseph Yuma Bwaka, currently who's the president, to even assert and ascertain the fact that Joseph Yuma Bwaka was in the PRC government. which is do their own government. My question to you is, do you know of any other role that Joseph Yuma Bwaga played in the PRC government, or any other connection coming down to most recently? But also, I wanted to know, have you seen this kind of maneuvering? Have you seen that kind of shenanigans, whether in Labrador or other places? And how did they end? What say you?
So I want to say thank you to Brother Dole.
You're asking me or you're asking Sekou?
Sekou, that's Sekou time.
Oh, okay.
So I want to say thank you to Brother Dole for his knowledge on the historical aspect of the PRC government. You know, Joseph Yuma Bwaga has a history of being very complicated, being very corrupt, and he's very smart in his corruption. He will always pretend to be a labor person or laissez-faire president. He will send his surrogates. He will send his evil lieutenants to steal. And then he will take the money himself. What I can tell you, Steve, Liberia, we are at the crossroad right now. And if care is not taken, I can assure you that Joseph Yuma Bwaga government will bring Liberia back to her needs. Because what's happening right now is not about justice. It is not about rule of law. It is not about, saving Liberia. It's all about fighting back, witch hunting people. If Bwaga was serious about accountability, Bwaga government should have started on a good footing, where he did himself, they don't involve in corruption. Whether Bwaga is interested in accountability, what happened to the $5 million budget that was given to Richard Kuhn for the 8 months they were in the steel mill? What happened to the budget in the previous year that they said about 20 million was missing? That was not even clarified before the new budget came in. What happened to that 20 million? What happened to the $8 million that his minister said that out of $22 million, $8 million that what they use, but the rest of the money is unaccounted for? This is the same man who sent his ministers to tell them that they were buying machines for $80 million. And guess what? It turned out to be $26 to $36 million. Mr. Bwaga told the world in Washington, D.C., Steve, that he is going to, that his government, that they were going to audit all sectors of government in Liberia. But Joseph Bwaga is cherry picking. Today, Joseph Bwaga witch hunting people from the previous. For me, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of George Weah government and George Weah government official. They were corrupt. They were engaged in corruption. But Joseph Bwaga does not have the moral ground to stand on to actually speak of corruption or go after anybody. You are involved with corruption. Another what happened yesterday, what happened in the Unity Party previous government, I'm not talking about that. But this government that we have right now, they are involved in corruption on a daily basis. No accountability from the free port to the Water and Sewer Corporation, to Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Commerce, LTA. They're all involved in corruption. Even Joseph Parker going to the extent to take somebody, one of his own banker, take his own banker and make him head of the central bank. So they're stealing the Liberian people money in order to be free to do it without being called out, without being confronted by the Liberian people. They have to institute a culture of bullying, a culture of intimidation, a culture of lawlessness against those who are speaking out to them, and those who are potentially, could stand up against them. And again, this is a bigger picture. Don't look at what's going on today, Steve. They are putting fear in the Liberian people. They are putting fear in all the opposition. Don't be surprised. In the, everything we have said about Joseph Parker have come to pass. Don't be surprised. They will create problem. George will be arrested one day. Musa Bellotte will be arrested one day. Alexander Cummings will be arrested one day. Even if they don't arrest them to prosecute them or to do anything to them, but they will arrest them to humiliate them, to put fear in them, to disgrace them, so that they can have some stigma. They will call them criminals, criminal defendant, criminal this, criminal that. And at the end of the day, if Joseph Parker and his government people, they succeed in intimidating the opposition political parties in Liberia, they will rig the election. They will arrest anybody, any citizen. Imagine a government police director telling people, if you go protest, we'll arrest you, we'll lock you up. We are getting to a complete dictatorship in Liberia. This is what it's all about. It's not about justice. It's not about prosecuting anybody. You're not going to see anybody prosecuted. I mean, this is the guy who just took a person who was accused and prosecuted and found guilty for killing Gloria Musu Scott. Joseph Parker went and freed her and make her head of NOCA, board of directors. A killer, a convicted killer, was just released from prison and make her the director for one of the most lucrative positions in the country. You're talking about what? You're talking about accountability. Some of the shameless people who go around Facebook, this is about accountability, this is about law. So law can only apply when Joseph Parker uses it. But law does not apply on Joseph Parker and anybody who is associated with the Unity Party.
Thank you, Mr. Kanu.
And Liberian people, they must get up, they must wake up. Other than that, this country is going back, to the dark days.
Let me bring you into this conversation because I hear what Mr. Kanu says, I hear what Mr. Dollar says. But Mark, what say you about how do you think that the opposition can look into this? What do you think the opposition can do in order to, because this is like it or not, I'll give the Unity Party credit here. This is a strategic move that they are on. And it's creeping. It's not a joking matter. What say you?
Well, you see, that's why when you want to take a position, you cannot be impulsive about taking political decisions. You got to calculate. Unity Party and CDC are one of the same. They know the way the judicial, or system is set up. You're not going to get people, whether it's about asset recovery or not. But it's all about corruption, it's all about intimidation, it's all about putting the public under the illusion that they are trying to pursue justice. Let me give you one example, right? The way how the law is structured when you come to asset recovery. Matter of fact, you even need the lawmakers to pass an act or law to empower the enforcement. Because even if the LSCC will go and carry on an investigation, they can come out with all the report, they don't have the power to enforce until the Supreme Court can hear the case. Now, if they are telling that the Supreme Court is overwhelmed, the criminal court see the only court that can prosecute corrupt cases, they are overwhelmed. And LSCC telling you, say, even if we go to the investigation and find someone guilty, we still don't have the enforcement power to bring this to recuperate the government or stolen asset. Tell me, at the end of the day, you are going nowhere. And who you are looking forward to? Lawmakers, right? You think those lawmakers will want to put in place law that will come to haunt them later? For your common sense. And when it comes to the whole issue about the political aspect, let me give you one typical example. Sometimes people don't. For me, I'm a student of history. I like to pay attention to detail when things are happening. Joseph Boakai is doing exactly what CDC did. When the case came out within the CPP, the one political argument that the leader of the ANC had was he's corruption-free. He never been in government. Why you think they paraded him on the streets in court every day? They wanted to create a picture that he's a criminal. They knew he wasn't part of it, but they did it. That's what we call political power play. That's what we call power. That we call weaponizing the justice system. They see, look, I would say a 1 million time. When the Liberian people are ready to move forward to transform that country, they will dish Unity Party and CDC and we can start from scratch. Until then, it will be the same old thing. You're almost like you are running on a hamster wheel. Every single day you're getting the same thing. It's just a matter of time, but you see this thing happening. I mean, Steve, you saw the thing for months. Every time coming as in court. Every time coming as in court. No, it was not about the crime he committed. It was about the optics. He got to be one of us. We have to dare him in a way that he cannot make the argument that he's corruption-free. That's why they say, well, you know the war. He fingered the document. He falsified people's signature. How can you falsify something that was held on Zoom? So it was not about the justice. It was about the politics, and that's exactly what you see coming from the Unity Party. Intimidation. And Sekou said it right. One day you see Musa Benete being dragged to court. One day you see Cummins being dragged to court. One day you hear every opposition being dragged to court. It's not about committing crime. It's all about creating the picture that they are criminal and we are trying to fight corruption. That's the image they are trying to put out there. They're not interested in recouping stolen assets. No, it's just the picture to the average voter to be like, you know what? We are criminals, so everybody in this country was considered a criminal as well. It's a narrative. It's not about what you did.
So
thank you,
Steve. Let me just add something to what Mon just said.
No, I want to come back to you before I kind of miss a dollar, and then we'll go to the lamp. I want to come to you because Monk said something that, because you initiated the other conversation to make it even deeper. Monk said something that's quite interesting. But interestingly, Joseph Yuma Boakai in the CPP served as star witness for the government. So let's come back to this conversation. Is Joseph Yuma Boakai giving CDC and the opposition or those of the medicine that they wanted to give Alexander Cummings when they colluded and collaborated with him? Because his stooge at that time, Costa, his mouthpiece at that time, was Costa. And Costa said they are working with the government. Mr. Kane, what say you about that? Because we got to bring it back. By the way, before we start, go ahead.
So I just wanted to tell Mong, everything he said, he's 100% right. But I can say this. Every time when we are discussing the bad behavior, the corruption, the lawlessness, the disregard for the rule of law, and violations of our constitution, intimidating Liberian people, I don't want us to go back to CDC. The reason is very simple. We spent 6 years holding the CDC government feet to the fire, 100%. And that was the reason why CDC was not elected, because we did marvelously well in shining light on their irresponsible behavior, their corruption, and everything they did. So when we are discussing the bad behavior of this government, it will be a disservice, or it will dilute our conversation. It will also water down the behavior of these people, because one more always talk about that we want to turn Liberia into a classical between CDC and the Unity Party. The fact that the CDC was removed for lack of performance, for corruption, for intimidation, for mysterious killing of people. Joseph Boakai was brought in to right the wrongs, to make it better. But Joseph Boakai is worse than the CDC. So for every time when we are pointing to the behavior, the corruption nature of Joseph Boakai government, and we continue to revert to the CDC, it's like we are justifying their behavior simply because CDC did X, Y, and Z, so Joseph Boakai didn't got the right to do so. No. CDC was removed because CDC was bad. And Liberian people decided to say, you know what, they may get 50-year experience in government. You're going to make everything right. And that man came to power. They may could not even establish a functioning government up to where we are. That man could not even understand the system of governance. And that man blatantly time without numbers, violate the Constitution, change the new position by suspension, removing people that are not supposed to be removed in their position. The law is not about cherry picking. If you want to respect the rule of law, you respect it holistically. You can't pick and choose. You got to respect the law 100%. But you can't do what is good for you. You don't talk about that. You care less about that. But you want to use the same law to weaponize it against your political opponents. So that's the point I'm trying to make here. Mong is right. CDC did wrong. CDC was not good. But guess what? That's why they were removed. We got to focus on the people today who are doing the wrong thing to the Liberian people. That doesn't mean that they may be replaced again with George Weah. No. George Weah came, he failed. Joseph Boakai came, he has failed the country, and we might not even have a country after Joseph Boakai. So we can all rally around and see what we all can do to stop these people before they destroy our country right before our eyes. Other than that, if we are afraid to talk about what is going on right now, it could degenerate. It could take us to war in that country. I can say it with no equivocation. I know it's possible. I know what people are thinking. I know what is in the mind of the Liberian people. Enough is enough. You can't start. You're the government. You don't want to preserve peace. You don't want to protect the people. But you are the one pushing the people off the cliff to the extent where people are going to say, you know what, enough is enough. And when they say enough is enough, when they bounce back, the center will no longer hold. Things going to go from worse to ridiculous.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Mr. Dole, so I know something you said earlier about Joseph Boakai and the playbook from the PRC government, but we saw Joseph Boakai, testifying at that time, while in opposition against opposition. Are we saying now Joseph Boakai is here to finish the job?
Yeah, let me tell you something. Joseph Boakai his behavior is very, very cruel from time to time. Yeah, he will never stop it because the man is almost 80 years old. So basically, that character in him, he will die with it. Let me now focus on that. My concern right now as an ex-law enforcer, the thing that really scaring me today about Liberia situation is the way our national securities are performing, more especially the police department that's supposed to be there for all citizens. The way they carry on their activities is very much scary. One of the information I just got that they went to the former president residence without any search warrant to arrest Mary Brown, which was very, very ridiculous, and they have no powers or no right to do such. So if they can do that over being cautioned by the appropriate authority, why they have to go to a former president residence without any warrant of arrest to arrest someone from there, forcibly, and the government did not take or condemn that decision is very, very scary. And if something like that major will happen beside that. So I don't know what happened to our professional securities sectors in our country. We're supposed to have a securities, we're supposed to have an organization they call Professional Securities Committee. They're supposed to really caution the behavior or the training activities of the Liberia National Police, how they carry on their ratings, activities, and arresting people over any proper channel and scene. So they need to look into this thing. It's very scary because police is the first line law enforcer in any country. Before any other security go to any spot, police supposed to be there to protect the citizens. And if they are this harasser, the way they ruthlessly moving on people, denigrating people, I think is very scary. And is a recipe to disaster. What we just said. People say enough is enough. It's not good for the country. We have seen it. We see so many people that being a leader say they are giant. We know where they are today. We don't want to talk about.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Masale, quickly, then I'll go to Monk. Masale, let me give you a minute. I'll go to Monk a minute, and we'll turn it over to Milburn to hear from our people because we want to allocate more time. Masale, I know you've been following the question, the different questions here. What say you? Do you think this is a witch hunt? What do you think?
Steve and the rest of the panelists here, Mr. Kanye just said it, and this is scary. I don't have to say much on it because all of these things that the CDC were voted out of power today, and this is just 1 month, 1 year, 6 or 7 months of Joseph Boakai administration. Just imagine within 1 year, 6 months, these people have done times 10 of everything that is said about the previous administration for which they were voted out of power today. So if these people remain in power within the next 6 years, what do you think going to happen to the country? If you people in 1 year, 6 months, you people have done times 10. This is scary, and Liberians, we have to stand up, and just as they said, they try to intimidate all the opposition leaders. They want to silence them. And as Mr. Dolly said, Joseph Boakai was part of the junta administration. You see, if care is not taken, we will see ourselves going back to the dark day, which we pray against. The only thing that remains for Joseph Boakai to do is to suspend the constitution in the country. This man is not a respecter of law, the constitution, and all of these things. This is what I always say. Any country in the world where the rule of law is totally breaking, that country is not safe. And we can see the mysterious killing that going on in the country, death every single day. Liberia is not safe. Let's just see what happened to our sister that left for Canada to Raofi Highway. What happened to her? So if the opposition stand, the election will be rigged. At the end of the day, Joseph Boakai is a dictator. The only thing that remains is for Joseph Boakai to suspend the constitution. There is nothing he's doing that a dictator doesn't do in a dictatorship government. So we pray for our country, but Joseph Boakai, if care is not taken, we know the records are there. He had never gone anywhere to leave peace there, but just to destabilize. He's going to destabilize that country and carry on to the dark days.
Thank you so much. Mark, what say you before we go to the line? How do you react to some of the things you've heard?
Well, it's the politics of it. Some people will call it something else. But for me, if you look at it from a holistic standpoint, it's almost like a witch hunt. That's how I would classify it. Because I'm looking at the economic aspect of it. We have report here, we talk about unauthorized government payroll financing. We have over-the-counter transaction. They're the GSC report. We're talking about money laundering. We're talking about unapproved or consultancy expense. We're talking about government officials taking loans and defaulting on their loan. Look, we're talking excess of $178 million. Steve, if you think this president was really interested in recuperating assets, stolen assets, you don't think he would place these, he would put these cases in terms of a hierarchy, going for the top one, the one that got the most economic damage, the one that got the most impact, rather than coming for these low-hanging fruits? I'm not saying you cannot recuperate assets. All I am saying is the way how it's structured and the way you are going about it, because we provided the whole idea here. We said it from day one. Mr. President, we all want a better Liberia. You won the election. We cannot go and really to get election. Just do the right thing. But look at what's happening, Steve. Sometimes when I said, right, where the whole idea about Joseph Boaga aging experience, I be thinking like, are there political operative in Joseph Boaga government that carry on this act? Because I know if Joseph Boaga claimed to be an honest civil servant that been in the corridors of the public sector for 40 plus years, I don't think he will be making this kind of a rookie mistake, because it can make you to question his judgment. I don't know whether it's an age factor or whether he doesn't have the strength to kind of supervise the entire bureaucracy, because it just doesn't make sense. So the question is, when you look at it, you look at the whole judicial system, you look at the way he's proceeding, I would term it as political witch hunt. Because if I got, or if I have a $178 million case with $2 billion in local currency, I'm not going to skip that for some back arrest issue. Yeah, I know the staple food of Liberia is right, but I don't know about 30,000 back arrest having a major impact as compared to $178 million unaccounted for within the period of 6 years just from the Central Bank of Liberia. I won't go after back arrest. I'm going for the big dog. But apparently, they just a charade, they just a weaponization of the justice system. It's an intimidation technique, and there's a political witch hunt. Anyway, anybody call it, that's my take on it, because that's just why it is, from what I see.
Okay, quickly, maybe we'll tell you what you do. Take some calls for, but let me just say this. Liberia Wahala started with the rest riot. Here we are with back arrest, missing noise. Ruben, it's on to you.
Well, thank you. So quickly before I go to the line, let me just chip in on my own points with some of these things that you people have been talking about. I've been sitting quietly and monitoring. You know, that's good. But for me, I don't think we will be coming in and be telling, oh, opposition guys stand up. Look, they live with them. That they're the one that want positions. They are the one that want to get power, and they are the one that want to maybe change the life of Liberian people. So for me, every time we come in, we'll be calling, look, if former president, we are government for 6 months, in 6 months' time, like a previous opposition by them, they were united, and they were, in fact, they were holding the government feet to the fire. So if the opposition, when they want to sleep, then that's it. So you know, the party people, they will steal the show. For me, that's the fact. And they will steal the show, and when the opposition, like, be careful, it will be the show win. That's the fact. So for us, what we're doing here is that we don't want the government to do best, at least for our people out there. Maybe some people that may likely be, maybe that may not be part of any political parties. That's the thing about we'll come here. This is a kind of more time that some of us will waste. That we want the government to do better, at least change the life of our people. But live with them. When it comes to politics, those of them who are in the political parties and keep playing, like, in fact, they're still waiting. I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe they're waiting for, maybe for election day. Well, that's their business, my brother. So let's go to the line. Let me see how best to take more calls. I think so far it's good. That's just what I wanted to chip in on the entire stuff. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Thank you, Milbo.
And let me say good evening to the panelists in the diaspora.
Yes, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, this is David King, and I do join you from a Smith Notice resident. You see, Milbo, let me disagree with Mo and Steve when they say this is what George Weah did with Mr. Comey. George Weah did not do anything with Mr. Comey. George Weah did not take Mr. Comey to court. It was the same Joseph Yuma Boakai or Yombi Kanga Lawrence and that of Benina Ure together with Darren Dillon that took Mr. Comey to court, and Boakai was in the dock serving as witness, at which time he said he had never seen Mr. Comey in his entire life. All right? Knowing further well that Mr. Comey was giving he and his guys money for the upkeep in the opposition. But he stood up there and falsely testified against Mr. Comey. It was not George Weah who took him to court. So what Joseph Boakai is doing now, it is what we all need to talk about. I don't care about whether George Weah never even wanted to become president again. It is the Liberian people who told him, say, it is you that we know that will take us to the promised land. So no matter what people think about President Weah, whether he did SYC or George Weah will record speak for himself. What Joseph Boakai is doing now, Now, what would you focus on and start saying that this is the replica of George Weah and this is what George Weah did? George Weah didn't take anybody from the opposition community to court.
All right. Thank you. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening. How are you today?
Yeah, we okay. Thank God. Go ahead.
You know, when I listen to Sekou made one point really, and that point I really just took it and put it into the mirror, and I decided to just put it by. Anyway, this is Musefu from Broadway calling. You know, Sekou said, this thing, we should stop the issue of discussing, comparing George Weah with that of Mr. Walker. That is fine. But then, I want to take it from him, with the exception of Steve and Mo in that studio. Most often, when discussions are going on, when you listen to Mo will just go and analyze the situation, and we will the opinion leader, the opinion taker, will just look at it and he's what going. In fact, Steve does not have no constituent. He go and speak the way he speak. But when it comes to you in studio here, in Liberia, Aliyu, along with Sekou, most of the time you lay the basis in a way comparing George Weah, this government with that of the George Weah government. Let us forget about George Weah. As long as he has said it, let us just change the entire way of handling and discussing issue on Sktv, which will look at that it will be all bound in order for us to be discussing what this government is doing and how we can be able to hold this government feet to fire.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening. Yes, my dear, go ahead.
Thank you. This is going with them cover, and I tell you this conversation for this topic. Well, let me appreciate all of you. You know, I hear somebody saying we should put that, but we are still saying it's an alternative to that period. Even if today were election, if we were to take the Liberal to tell him about that from the power, we would be the alternative because he's the second biggest opposition. So whenever we discuss the current, we will also discuss who is coming to take his place. So we'll also discuss the two of them so that two of them can be on the rightful path that this country will move forward. So the issue about fighting corruption, well, at the picture of the period, I think it is good for us to go by the saying I say one is better than zero. So as the president suspend people and send them to the anti-graft institution, that before we never saw any president suspending people for corruption. But if today we can see Bata suspending people and sending them for prosecution, then I think we need to hear Bata. If even we saying that Mr. President, you need to do more, but let us recognize the little effort that he has made. But suspending people or punishing people, Miracle is serving this particular administration for the year of the anti-power test team for the LEC, right? She's serving this government. So if today she can go to praising what's serving this government and say here people saying, oh, the previous administration, the government is hunting and the lady there, who is Miracle is serving this administration. But it's that she be punished for bad behavior.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Flavor.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, good evening to all of the panelists. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kew. I call from Jacobstown. I thank you always for the opportunity. So let me say this. The president has a form thing that you will normally say, when we think about the next elections, we forget about the future generation, then our society will destroy. So this is why you see the president is taking high court decisions and actions because he's not thinking about the next election, right? So I want to say thanks to the president for those high court actions that he has empowered the anti-graft institution by our country. Now they can move in freedom and operate, conduct, audit, and prosecute. That is democracy. That is respect for the rule of law. You know, the president is not intruding into the functions and operations of the anti-graft institution. This is why you see they are doing our work freely. The president is in a free space to operate. So if somebody will say somebody is witch hunting, no. All I know, they can witch hunt witchcraft. When you can witch, they will hunt you. But if you're not in witch, so why people now witch hunting Joel Howard Taylor? Why people not witch hunting Musa in the former Joseph Nessa of Liberia because they are not in witch?
those who are in wage, let the wage hunt them so that we can set precedent. People, this country has suffered too long that you every day you want to show, we say our children say they want to pay flu, they cannot get basic necessities because people corrupted the system.
All right, thank you. Keep the calls coming 0770-203125. That's the number to call. Those of you that are calling me on the WhatsApp, also you can do that so that you can also be part of the show this evening right here on the Truth FM, the SKTV show. Again, keep the calls coming to 0770-203125. I've been seeing so many calls from the WhatsApp. Also, today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead.
Thank you. You know, one thing I would like to say about really Liberian, see, they should be prosecuted. You're something of bagging in the studio there, man. They don't have not good. So you want to tell me, when the people poor there to suffer?
So do
they want to stole property.
They
stole money. You are not going to prosecute the person to the rubbish. You stop the kind of thing, man.
All right. Thank you. Some of you again will understand with you. So that's called a good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, go ahead, my dear. Your name and from where John us.
Mohammed
Yeah, go ahead, Mohammed.
Yeah, my brother, thank you for the program. You know, government sure to fight corruption, okay? When the government sure to fight corruption, the fight for this will be Miata family. And then what you say that the government and the law for the no government suspend anybody. He was suspended 2 different ministries when he was working and he was suspended before. I want remark wishing. You don't remember that let's take the record. All the president job when he was suspended. Because what? Let's take the record off. So my brother job how do you want to play people, he know what he's doing. He's not even talking about his plan and people tell me what to do there. He take decision, he's talking about it. When he's talking about now, he know what decision can come for. So thank you for calling me the time.
Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Mabel.
Yes, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, thank you very much for your show. Mabel, this is our David family. I join your discussion from Committee the legacy of former President Weah. Mabel, why is it that this papier continue to provoke people to anger, put them on to exhibit anger, they don't want to get into any kind of form of promotion in this country and give them their pressing people to exhibit something and that will put the whole country in a bad position. Let me tell you, therefore in this country, the whole security sector now is in disarray. Nobody should depend on police or whosoever in this country now. The Nigerian missionary now in this country, taking contract to do bad. What kind of security sector people in this country? The woman that came from Canada, the woman died, they can't get no update on how the woman died, when she died, why she died. Even in Nimakade, a major director, independent when you make this condition number 4, so they put in police, not giving any report on it. Then they come on there and arresting people and putting them in jail. What? No, let me tell you, the power say, the code are in your eyes, you step out the code before they look in that man out to take out the code. Oh no, his feet. A full fighting chairman from the beginning of the government, they met to $73,000 US that were corruption. The woman that received the inauguration money, the mom misuse the money to take, there is no accountability. It is suspension of accountability, as the one Monga always says. You don't do that. It's very bad.
All right. Thank you so much. You don't do that. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, maybe I'm doing.
I'm okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead, my brother.
So maybe I'll just take maybe 2 more.
Yeah, my name is Eddie P. calling from Chicken Factory. Look, it's a sad day in Liberia. Nobody's saying that you can't get somebody to court, provided if you get strong evidence, which you can go to court. But if you start paying a central bank governor at that time, you never prosecute him. You pay him. Then somebody serious to fight corruption. The people not serious to fight corruption. And the second bad, like I say, look, today you donate to the other person. They think the person will not do it to you too. If you will say will not do it to you, the best solution is let us tell our people to rap against the government. And we're not really against the government. I won't lie to you. What we need to stop you myself. Then neighbor said, we went for 2029 fight. We should stay for the whole 18-year-old man. What do you want? Then again, he can no feature. That is why you now won't get away. If they get now get feature, if you're going to go there, I won't get away. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Let's move back to Mr. Kane so that yes, to our team there. Yeah, Mr. Kane, I think you people can take over. Yeah. So we through with the callers.
Yeah, Steve. Steve is the one running. So, I just want to stop the call so we can have time to talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Milborn. Thanks to the callers. Well, let's start with Mr. Dole. Mr. Dole, how do you react to the callers?
Thank you very much for allowing me to come on. The whole calling from our brothers in Liberia look at it to be a joke. It looked like they're not even understanding the message that coming from Sktv to them. These people really need proper education to educate them. Because at the end of the day, when things go wrong, people in the diaspora in Liberia always stay bear something one way or other, directly or indirectly. So for me, all the people that call, I don't see any sense in their calling. Because they're taking unnecessary sides. And they are not understanding the message from Sktv. The Sktv is telling them that the country have been in limbo and is dragging into calamity. So people need to wake up and stop what is going on. So if they are not seeing it, I don't know. That's all I can say. That I don't see any good sense from the calling.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. Let's go to Mr. Masale. Mr. Masale, what's up?
Yeah, thanks to the caller for taking their time to participate on the show. You see, this thing when you talking, people say is not wish hunt, but just as we have continued to say this same thing, first of all, the issue about inauguration money, we saw what happened, Luther Tape, my mother-in-law, Miata family, or when it comes to, or what the guy named from the former maritime or boss, or Ami Mona, and then Adolfo Jala, LRA, there were corruption allegations on these people, and we never saw the government sending any of these people to court or to Saw Beach. Nothing of such happened. There are people, the moment they talk about corruption allegation on them, the president don't take action. But today, when it comes to people from the opposition, immediately he take action on them. Okay, why Ami Boda today he resigned? Dr. Jala from LRA, they see corruption allegation. Or Sylvester Grisby taking 500,000, $500,000 from NASCO. All of these things, the 22 million where the public works minister said he only used 8 million. What become of the banner one? All of these things. So if you carry on such a justice like this, do you see it to be transparent? Is that not a wish hunt? But when you talk, people say it's not a wish hunt. For me, when Joseph Waka came to power, when he decided to go after the previous administration, I was one of the persons, I was very, very happy for that. Because all along we said Madam Sedi government was corrupt, the CDC came, they did nothing. So I was happy to see Joseph Waka going after the previous administration. But unfortunately, their head was in the cooking jar. So they had no moral to say they're coming to go after people for corruption when you people came to power and the first thing you started with corruption. You see? But if Joseph Waka wants to fight corruption, as I said, it should be done holistically, not selectively. If he's doing it holistically, I stand with him. I think that we said as president for previous administration, we elect you to power for you to come and then destroy our country like what they call me just now, or who seek our local education system today in the country. People, children are going to school under leaking roof and things. When they sit in class, a breeze blowing, all the doors are open. We want to see a better country. Me, I pray for this government to succeed. When Joseph Waka fail, with the Liberian people, we fail. But when he do the bad, we say it. When he do the good, we say it. And this is what people don't want. We shouldn't talk about the bad. We should only come and talk about the good. We should post respectfully disagree with them. We will talk the bad. If he do the good, we say it. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Mark. What's
you know, when the senior man, Mr. Dollar, was speaking, I was laughing, but he said the truth. You know, when you come here and you lay a premise on a particular subject matter, and when people call, they totally distort everything that you explain, then it becomes a problem. Let me tell you something. For some of you guys, it's always the El Clasico between these two parties. They will always come to play defense. That's the fundamental premise when it comes to the politics of Liberia, right? You're talking about optics. We are talking about result. Suspension is not accountability. The other caller talking about, oh, at least we should get a president, we should recognize effort. No, we want result. We're not looking for effort because for you, you still want to play quarterback. For you, it's the politics of it. Steve, the reason I said this witch hunt and politics, the Bwaga people are not stupid. They know about the kind of emotional attached to rights issue. Rights issue are always contemptuous in Liberia from the 80s even up to today. Let me give you one typical example. You got more than 98 different reports on the debts of the GAC, right? Some of them to the tune of 189 million. The rest we are talking about was 29 to 30,000 bag already. Estimated cost was 425,000. Now, if you have a case that was 178 million, can you compare that to 425,000? Logically speaking, no. But there is something attached to that $400,000 rights. They know rights can put people in the street. It can bring about, it can agitate people because it's a nation staple food. That's why I say it's politics and it's witch hunt. They are not interested in getting the result because they know at the end of the day, the way how the justice system is structured, we won't even get result, even if some people are found guilty. Because when it comes to enforce the so-called anti-graft institution, they don't even have the power to enforce. And they are telling you the only court in the country is overwhelmed with cases. We should create another criminal code F with the advice and consent of the lawmaker, which I believe will not even happen anytime soon. So the president and his team know exactly what they are doing. They want to intimidate people. They want to do political witch hunt. They want to target their opponent. That's exactly what's happening. So for some of you, effort, no, I don't believe in effort. I believe in effort that will give me result. If this president is serious about fighting corruption, he will go after those cases with more financial and political magnitude rather than going for these low-hanging fruits. Sitting rest is a crime, but it's not compared to 178 million missing from the central bank. No, I don't think so. Well, I'll stop there for now, guys.
Mr. Kane, what's you?
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. I really enjoyed the show. I enjoyed you guys when I was not even on. And I was laughing when Oliver Dollar would talk about people not understanding. He's right 100%. Not to be monotonous, not to be repetitive of what Mom said, the two brothers before. I just want people to pay attention. Defending Unity Party, defending Joseph Boakai, that's not what you supported him for. When you vote for somebody, vote for them to deliver to the people, to change the country. When you see that you keep going back to the CDC that failed, to the CDC that was removed from power, that means you are admitting you have just failed just like the CDC, even worse than the CDC. In fact, when you see people even thinking about, we are even thinking, dreaming about running for president again, it's because of Joseph Boakai's ultimate failure. Joseph Boakai could not even form his own government. They don't even know what's going on. They have no clue. They have no idea how to run a government. Their own try and error methods to see what will work for them. They don't even know what's going on. That's why they are resorting into one corruption to another, and then using these tactics to intimidate Liberian people so they shouldn't talk about it. What I'm telling Liberian people, Joseph Boakai government, the Unity Party, they want to make Liberia a dictatorial nation where we are governed by iron hand. If you talk, they put you in jail. If you They want us strong, they disgrace you, they humiliate you, they witch hunt you. If you're not wake up, if you're not stand up for yourself, for the country, you know what? I want to see if we still have Liberians in Liberia who are in the opposition. I know there are a lot of Liberians in the diaspora who are in the opposition, but Liberians in Liberia, everything they were doing, they were not doing it for Liberia. They were doing it for their own selfish egos. I want to know now, okay, now you're not in power anymore. Other people who are not in power, other people who are suffering, even those who voted for Joseph Boakai, when can you stand up? Tell them enough is enough. Focus on development. Focus on bringing safe drinking water. Focus on providing school. Put benches in the school, in the elementary school. Put ambulances in the districts, in the counties. Referral hospitals, they got medication. Put medicine there. Joseph Boakai just took $1.1 million to buy a car. That's corruption. Look at the country, money, the budget. If one person can take $1 million to buy a car, while other people, they even got food to eat. They can't even afford to pay for their children's school fee. Then you can't talk about corruption. You're about fighting corruption. Nobody himself is the definition of corruption. Anyway, I want to say thank you to all of you guys. We'll be here tomorrow and the days to come. When I get tired, we'll call them out. They won't get angry, let them get angry. So before I go on my personal page, all of you who can come there to attack me, I will meet you right where you are. You cause my ma, if I'm in my good day, I will let it go. If I'm in my element, I will cause your ma back. You cause my pa, I will cause your pa back. Or if you go, I'm not going to do it on the radio, but you go on my page, and for every time you come there to attack my political leader, I will attack your sick, your handicapped president, Joseph Boakai. Let me just tell you today. So we're not getting started right on the 1 year. So only show here. We'll come by.
We're getting ready for 2029.
I'm right there waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Let me say thanks to the callers. Thanks to all the Liberian people. Sometimes we'll refer to President George Weah sometimes in a conversation, and the reason for that is if he plays some kind of role here, administration or the government plays some kind of role, we'll have to do it. It will be necessary. In the case with the government, the past government colluding with Joseph Boakai, yes, it was the Weah government. They had the opportunity to say this case had no merit or whatever it is, but they decided to work with Joseph Boakai to go after Cummings. So yes, they were part and parcel of it, and they cannot be exonerated from that. Part of the mess we got today is because of the way CDC led. And the CDC think they will play that George Weah, they will play that Joseph Boakai card, wherein when it came time for us to hold Joseph Boakai accountable for the Unity Party-led government, you hear Unity Party people saying, oh, man, you're not just work together, we are in opposition. No, we're not in opposition. Yeah. CDC is the most current government. They will be held accountable. They're not in opposition. CDC is a criminal group of people, and they must be called out for it. And we can't shy away from that. We must not shy away from it. So CDC and United Party don't deserve to lead Liberia. They are criminally minded. They got nothing to offer. They're a waste of people time and energy. But let me say this to the opposition leader. I agree with Mr. Kane. Me, I want for them to arrest all the opposition leaders and lock them up. Ain't you say politics at church? Ain't your pastor where you're playing cool, you're playing hard? Let me tell you something. That Joseph Boakai and United Party responsibility to uphold the peace of Liberia. They're not wanted at a business that they don't want to move from power. What thing you get to lose?
Yes, for information, the jail arrested one of the opposition leaders today and put in jail for 30 minutes and put him out.
Oh yeah,
listen,
yeah.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something today. Let me tell you something, Mr. Dollar. Yeah. First with Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai, they're not see what man in there. He should keep Master Timmy out there for 30 days. Then you arrest Alexander Cummings and keep him in jail for 30 days. They seen to Musa Benete, they seen to a job where let them be there. Anyone playing your game, they won't be cool. Politics are be cool. You'll be saying that there. Me, I stay with the paper. I'm from local country, I stay with Joseph Boakai. If you arrest him and you free them again, I get problem with you. We'll call you in local meeting. Don't leave them alone. Don't forgive them.
Amen. Other common United Party members, Stevie.
Yes, I work for the government. At what time I told you? At what time? At local time. You'll be saying that you get political leader then who got means the cash or whatever they and you let Joseph Boakai run circle.
Yeah, you can't run circle around you.
Yeah.
You might as well get out of politics.
Canada, the country is supposed to be in yo-yo. Look, I don't support Donald Trump, but one thing I know about Donald Trump and I love about Donald Trump, you don't fool around. If you take someone action, you'll come out later on, you'll discuss the action. But he will take it. You're passing it right there. You're passing it right in that country. You get patches through there. You get Ashford Tuer there. You get Joseph Boakai there. You get Jeremiah Kune running circle around you. Me will bring serious noise in the town. Joseph Boakai, let me tell you, Alexander Cummings get money. Joey get money. Kumuya get money. What a guy named Musa Benete get money. Even the other one that they passing around with the former speaker, they're running around him from jail to jail, from court to court. We saw be going to jail to jail.
That million that on your budget, right?
We saw be going to jail for court to court. I will organize. Let me tell you something. As I've always said it, I'll keep saying it. They don't have police or army to contain any noise in that country. No, they don't. If these men misbehave, Lord misbehave as well. That the government responsible, that they don't want power, that they're chopping more close. But you sit down there, don't matter with, like I said, me, I'm with the government. I'm with the government. I am with the government. I am with the government. Let me say that there. That's just about to be carrying on.
Yeah, it's an insulting part about it, right? Yeah, it's a part about it. You in the country, you say government is continuity, right? And they will come because they won't play defense. They'll talk about, let's forget about we are. Joseph Boakai is less than 2 years in power. We was the one that just left power. So if the reason you study history is to avoid repeating the mistake of the past. Policy affect policy. You want to say government is continuity, but we're talking about the same game that is being played. Then you say, no, let's forget about we are. No, we are is part of Joseph Boakai. It was because we are you got Joseph Boakai. There were things that we had did that brought Boakai to power. So if Boakai is repeating the same thing, yeah, you can reference what happened before he taking over. So you cannot say we can talk about Boakai and forget about where. If that was the case, why you spend 6 years on we are criticizing Madam Sali for everything that you did, all the policy, all the concessional agreements. Oh, now you want for all to forget about we are and only focus on Joseph Boakai because he didn't win power. No, don't bring that nonsense to me. That's not how politics works. You say government is continuity. From one government, the policy affects it roll over. That's what they call roll over. That politics. You cannot discuss one while leaving the other. And I will keep telling people, just because you're not in power, it means that we are the same opposition. No, the same people that committed the same mistake. They might be in the opposition, but they're not my partner because they were there before. They were given the opportunity to take power. So you are not the same. I cannot compare we are and coming. No. Coming for me is an opposition. We are is not an opposition because he was given an opportunity to change the system. And what he did, he on record. If you get Madam Sali 80% for 12 years, then why you won't be president? We might as well give her 13 or maybe Joseph Boakai. But you want to give her 80% and then come and credit her the same man that was part of Madam Sali administration, number 2 in command for 12 years. Then when he come after you want to complain, come on, man. Who do I love that to accept that?
All right, so Steve, I'm leaving you guys. I will be available tomorrow. Thank you very much for allowing
all right, guys. I think that's it. We'll cover Crown. Steve.
Thank you, guys. Let's have a good night, folks.
Okay.
And just so you know, I'm with the opposition. I'm with the government. I'm with opposition. I'm a government man. And I'm with opposition. Opposition, and you'll be joking. I want for all to lock all of you up. Let's lock up all the opposition people up. They're not serious. They're not ready yet. And I stand with the paper. Joseph Boakai, you put any opposition leader in jail, you free them after 10 minutes or 13 minutes, we'll get problem. Lock those men up. They're not ready yet. They're not serious. They don't understand politics. Let them be talking and be writing press conferences and be talking about, opposition read this, opposition read that. You ain't ready yet. You'll be writing. In fact, me on the show, I will not read no opposition letter on the show. Anybody want to read it again? Read it. Me, I will not read it. I'm not reading opposition response. I'm not reading opposition letter, I'm not reading opposition reaction, I'm not reading it. I won't see physical action. That's what I worry about. Yeah, I worry about opposition letter. Yeah, have a good day, man. I'll talk about you writing. You don't be writing wedding. You don't be writing wedding. The content that's being yo-yo, you're saying I'm talking about you writing. Joseph Baga's okay. Joseph Baga get wrong. You get money, you sit and then you left. Jungle Joseph Baga position all of you. Jungle Joseph Baga position all of you. You ain't ready now. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that Joseph Baga lock on you up. Folks, have a good day.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who willing to serve. Blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers who give it up here and the parents from there. The welcome and life we have here.
I lyrical
Master.